This week's video may seem a little scatterbrained. We worked on a lot of things, but if you stay until the end, we'll tell you why.
We normally record on a GoPro Hero 9, but I just got an SD card error and it wants me to format the memory card after I recorded a bunch of video. So I don't feel like trying to save all that to the laptop right now because I'm out here and the laptop's inside. So I'm shooting on our Nikon D7200 right now, but it's a little bit more awkward because it's so big. We had some issues with the bed lift mechanism during the transit phase. You'll remember that we cut back the mattress. This piece of the bed lift had a full corner and I cut it off and I just filed it down so there's no burrs on there, and I just touched it up with some black paint. Same on this side, because it was dragging very slightly against this ceiling board when we would raise and lower the bed. Now we can finally raise and lower the bed with only one person. What we were doing temporarily was having the other person hold down the front edge just a tiny bit, like a ½ inch, so that it wouldn't drag across these nice new boards. Put the bed up so we can work underneath. And then we just give the mattress a little tug here. So I made this into another stencil template sort of thingy. I want to add 1 inch here. So I just put a little arrow and a marker. So when I've got this in place in the van, I just measure out to the wall. And there's 1.25 inch gap here. I can just add 1.25 inch and I'll put a mark there. And then over here, it's 1.75 inch. Once I go around and mark all of my marks, then I just basically connect the dots and I've got the shape of the piece that I need. So I traced my lines and cut them out, and now I've got this piece that's pretty close. I just did one test fit, and now I'm going to start making slight trimming adjustments. I'm going to start with this corner here. I forget what video I was able to keep. I'm just going to pick up where I am. I've got this kind of bedwing support structure / cubby situation all cut to size. It's not screwed together yet, obviously, but the bench is there. I don't have the leg underneath yet. These are just temporary 2x4 legs. So we got all of the bench parts and the bedwing parts in paint. For now, I'm going to let these dry and work on the drain plumbing. It's really weird to work with PVC in a vehicle. This is a pretty good angle, I think. You can actually get your bearings. So our sink is right up there. This is where it came through the floor. See, it was rather tight to that structural piece and that one. But that was the best spot to come through the floor, and it's fine there. We just had to be careful when we drilled the hole. I put a T here because the shower drain is going to come through maybe right here. I'm not exactly sure yet. And that will drain to the tank also. And I recorded what I thought was going to be the route for this drain pipe a while ago. Found a little bit better route that gets me over the axle in a little bit better spot. So I'm gonna do that now. I think I'm gonna time lapse it, see how it goes. Can you see them all? We've got all these pieces painted for the bed wing / bench thingy. So now I'm gonna get to work on putting them all into the van, which I think is gonna take a little doing because I've got to put this piece in and then mark where the vertical supports have to go, and then take it back out, I think, to secure them to it. and then put it back in with them all together. So I'm just gonna put you on time lapse. I had to chisel out a little notch for the carriage bolt that holds this bumper and this bumper. There's a notch underneath there in the counter, just so that all this stuff would fit together nice and nice. And this would sit all the way down onto the counter. And then I drilled all of these holes to mount the bench to this bed rail, and this bed wing support kind of piece bolts through the bed rail as well. This is not screwed down yet because Mandy needs that for a template to make a cushion like this one for that side. And now I think I'm gonna try and work on drawers and doors. I think the last thing that I said was that I was gonna make cabinet doors and drawers, but I haven't even got there yet. What I did do was a whole bunch of work that I didn't record on video. So let's catch you up to speed. I made this hanger here for our greywater drain plumbing. This other hanger is just a simple U-bolt that I haven't installed yet, but I got a couple of holes there. I just gotta lift it a little bit in order to get it into the holes. I got this bolted in, so now I can take this clamp out. I got this nice piece of maple on here. There's a couple bolts in this panel, the ceiling trim, that were too long, and I finally remembered to get the right length bolts when I was at the store, so those don't stick out anymore, so that's nice. We got our water tanks filled. Now I think I'm just gonna run the sink for a while because our drain plumbing is all set. And I can fill up the greywater tank, and then I can calibrate the meter for the full setting. So the meter will show when our greywater tank is full. I got these toe kicks in, so now stuff can't fall underneath our cabinet. And then this is our little heater there. I trimmed off all the goop from the sink. We put clear silicone in between the counter and the sink, and there's still a little bit on here, but the bulk of it I've removed. You probably couldn't see it before on camera, and now you can see the little bits. So it probably looks worse on camera, but it looks better in real life. I also stuck this cooktop down in the corners with clear silicone. You can see it there. I gotta trim it back just a little bit now that it's dry. What are you doing?
Gluing this stuff to my fingers. I'm gluing it to my fingers. I think we're gonna need more spray adhesive.
Oh, the old fuzzy fingers. Some of you will remember that we made a small cabinet kind of near our oven a long time ago. And it's been open ever since, and when we drive around small stuff, usually the cooking spray or a container of spices falls out. So I'm finally making a door for that cubby, which is this. Another thing I did is a tire rotation. I finally put the spare into doing road duty. And I calibrated the greywater tank meter. Here's our running list of to-do stuff, and I'm crossing stuff off and adding stuff to it, so it's really not getting any shorter.
That's better. We're spraying the batting to put on the foam for the mattress piece so we can get the third piece of mattress installed tomorrow. Rob's helping me with the spray adhesive and lining it up, and then I'm just gonna sew a mattress cover Or Rob can sew a mattress cover.
Not gonna happen.
Haha.
These squiggly marks are where the hole in our shower is for the vent pipe for the toilet. Somewhere in this general vicinity. It was really hard to transfer the lines, but now I'm gonna drill the hole. I think that covers pretty much all of the bare steel. It's a little screen / screw flange thingy and a little cover so that rainwater can't get in. So I just gotta mark these holes. Now I just gotta deburr these guys. So I'll deburr tool. I don't have to, but I feel like if you don't take the burr off, then you probably can't paint the whole surface. And then that burr will also probably trap water. First primer. It's just like painting your nails. If your nails have itty bitty holes in them, I'm gonna put color on anyways, just in case. So this piece goes on the inside, and this receives the hose that connects to the toilet vent. I just gotta flatten this silicone a little bit so it doesn't splooge out as much on the outside. I leave the bottom void of silicone so that any water that possibly gets through there can run out the bottom and not get trapped inside. Maybe you just leave the silicone alone. It's squeezed out nice and nice.
What do you mean leave it alone?
I think I need to get a little screwdriver to do this by hand. Somewhere in there I was making a cabinet door, and here it is installed. I have not sanded it, and I haven't painted it and polyurethaned it, but I did get the latch installed and the hinges installed, and I'm probably gonna burn it because I hate the way that it fits. Check this out. Mandy finished making the other bench cushion. I think these ones might have even come out better than the other ones, which are really good. And we got the same kind of storage situation going on behind here. I got my skis in there right now. Even though I'm not using them, they're probably just gonna stay in there because that's their new home now. Our toilet's hooked up. Now we can use it.
So if you followed along this far, you can see that we finished a lot of small and large items kind of last minute. And there's a reason for that, because starting on Tuesday, tomorrow, we are going to move in for a week, even though the van is unfinished, and we're taking a road trip. We're moving into the van.
We failed, but we knew we would, but we tried our best to get as much stuff done as we possibly could before we moved into the van for a week, because we're taking a road trip. And if you want to find out where we go on our road trip, then you should tune your little device to this channel.
Or subscribe.
Yeah, if you don't want to tune it, then if you subscribe, then the YouTube will do it automatically for you.
And you can watch next time and figure out where we are.